Welcome to the video on how to build a greenhouse out of windows. First thing you got to do is plan what you want to build, get an idea of what you want to do, and then it'll go from there. So what I used my iPad, drew it up, and I did the side, the front, get an idea of what I wanted to do. Next thing you got to do is find a bunch of windows and some doors for your project. We looked on Nextdoor, Marketplace. We looked at Habitat for Humanity. Kathy was fortunate enough to find a bunch of windows that were the same size. That worked out perfect for our project. She also found some doors that worked out good also. I think we got the doors for $25. First thing I did was use the 2x2s and build a frame around the windows so I could attach the windows to that. Once I had the frame done, I would take it out and attach it to the 4x4s. I had some pre-dug holes where the 4x4s are going to go. And then I attached the frame to the 4x4s and used some boards to level it both ways and set it in place. Once it was level, I poured the concrete footings on the 4x4s to secure the wall. After securing the wall, I attached the windows to the frame and one side was done. I continued this process all the way around for each wall. I'd build a section where the windows would go and frame it. Then I'd put in the post and attach the frame. Then I would attach the windows once the frame was up. Again, at each stage, everywhere I had a 4x4 at each end of the greenhouse, and then the one in the middle for the door jamb. I concreted all those in with 1 foot by 1 foot footing. When I built the door frame, I built it like a door jamb so I could attach the doors. Everything was level, pre-measured, so the doors would fit in there, so it'd be like a pre-hung door. After you get the main portion frame with the windows, you got to build the roof. And what I used was 2x4s, and I set them on top of the posts. I used a 2x6 that I put up against the post, and I ran it wild so it would connect the top 2x4. I also used a 2x6 across the face of the top 4x4 on the roof to give it some beefiness and make it look a little thicker than it was. And I also had the 2x6 go 1.5 inches above the 4x4 that it's covering. That way it gives it a little lip for the corrugated plastic I was going to use on the roof. I don't like to see the edge of the corrugated plastic hanging there, so I wanted to cover that up. This is a good shot of the roof framing that we did. We used a 4x4 across the front of the greenhouse for the top beam. You can see where the 2x6 is on the outside of that on the top left corner. Then we used some 4x4s and 2x4s to complete the rest of the framing. We spaced it so we can put on the plastic corrugated roof. Once it was framed, we added the polycarbonate roof on there. It was clear. It was a good product. It went on good. I used a full sheet because this was 8 foot by 10, and it was able to hang off the back enough to drain over the edge of the wall. Putting on the roofing was easy. We started on the one side and worked our way across. You overlap it so you can make it the width you need. We used the tin roof screws that put on there. They seal themselves. You just screw them right in. They go through very nicely, and it's easy to install. Make sure you put your screws 4 to 6 inches apart so the plastic doesn't start coming up at any point. As you can see, when we designed this, I had it overhang the sides to keep rain out, but it is open from the top of the windows to the roof that's open air. We want to have some airflow through there. It gets hot out here, and that helps. Once you get the windows installed and everything framed up, we painted the greenhouse. We used Parlor Sage, and we got it at Lowe's, Vaspar, Duramax. It was good, and we liked the color and the way it turned out. The good thing about painting a greenhouse made out of windows, you don't have to tape it too much, because when you get it on the glass, all you got to do is scrape it off with a blade, and it cleans it right up. After we got the greenhouse painted, we put in the floor. We used 1 foot by 1 foot pavers. We did a multicolor checkerboard type, and we just level it out, put it in there. We had plenty of room, because when we put the frame in with the windows, kept it about 4 inches off the ground. That gives me plenty of room to put in the floor, and I wanted to have a gap on the bottom in our particular greenhouse design. Now it was time to install the doors. I was stressing a little over this part to make sure my frame fit perfectly, because I didn't have much room for error. First door went in good. The second door is always the one where you wonder if it's going to make it. Unfortunately for me, I measured properly, installed it, and it worked perfectly. I technically laid out the doors and the frame when I built the frame, so I knew it would fit. I knew it would work. As long as you put it in square and pre-measure it on the flat concrete, it'll work out fine. Once the doors were in, we did a little fine-tune painting, and then we got the scraper, scraped off all the excess that was on the windows. The green doors are original. That's the color I got them, so we didn't have to paint those. Here's the view from the inside looking out. And then here's the completed greenhouse. Thought it came out nice. And this is the original Grandma Honey's cottage. And we built a little planter in the front, just to add a little touch. We also added the solar light on top for the entry. It lights up that area very well. We installed lights on the inside, and we've done a lot more since. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, contact us on Facebook, Grandma Honey's Cottage, Facebook group, Vintage Garden, or myself, Carl Zoltan. Thanks for watching.